All my life, I've known one goal. The Iron Throne.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at TV moments that had massive buildup, but ultimately tripped over the finish line, and fell on a landmine. Obviously, there will be spoilers.
That's it.
That's it.
Number 10, Surviving the Fall, Sherlock. A high point of this modern Sherlock Holmes reimagining finds our hero backed into the corner, plunging to his apparent doom.
Now stay exactly where you are. Don't move.
All right. Keep your eyes fixed on me.
Please, will you do this for me?
Not even Sherlock can come back from this, and yet, he does. While it made for a mic drop of a cliffhanger, things started to fall apart when the next season tried explaining his miraculous survival. We're presented with multiple theories, none of which are especially practical, satisfying, or even conclusive.
Do you honestly believe that if you have enough stupid theories, it's going to change what really happened?
I believe in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, well, that won't bring him back.
To a degree, it's fitting that the world's greatest detective would have a secret that's his and his alone. It's also not the first time this character has returned from the dead without explanation. Within this continuity, though, it feels like a cop-out that turns Sherlock into an invincible superhero, removing any stakes.
Before you do anything that you might regret, one question. Just let me ask one question. Are you really going to keep that?
Number 9, Rachel and Joey get together. Friends. Fans reflect on Joey and Rachel's relationship as one of the sitcom's most infamous storylines.
It's just such a romantic place. That's all. I just wish I could share it with a guy.
Not Joey.
Not Joey, no. I was just lusting after Chandler.
Yeah, right.
Although it was always divisive, audiences at the time were still interested in seeing where this was all going. When Joey showed up at Rachel's hotel room in the season 9 finale, we spent months wondering how this would impact the show's swan song season. The results were underwhelming.
I can't believe this. Rachel and Joey?
Rachel and Joey spend 2 episodes contemplating how Ross will react to this development. The two make their relationship official in the 3rd episode, only to realize they're more compatible as just friends.
I love you.
Love you too. All right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere for a while.
While we appreciate that the showrunners finally nipped this romance in the bud, the fact that it went nowhere makes the journey to this breakup feel pointless. Number 8, Pietro's true identity, WandaVision. Arguably the most talked about show that aired during the pandemic, WandaVision was a communal experience that united audiences in guessing what would happen next.
Fizz. What are we doing wrong?
Oh, don't worry, dear. We'll figure it out.
Our fascination peaked with the arrival of Wanda's late brother Pietro, except he wasn't played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Evan Peters filled the role, seemingly bridging the MCU with Fox's X-Men series. This not only suggested that X-Men were now part of the MCU, but so was the multiverse.
Whoa, what's the big dealio? Big guy has a conflict, twins need a father figure for the night. Don't sweat it, sis. I got the old XY chromosome. Uncle Pete to the rescue, huh?
There you go. Problem solved.
The finale provided the answer we had been awaiting, and it was a resounding nope. Turns out that Peters wasn't playing Quicksilver, but rather a random guy named Ralph Boner. Not every fan theory needs to pan out, but when a character exists merely to subvert expectations, it hurts the rewatch value.
Please, spare my life.
Nice to meet you, Ralph.
Number 7, who is Gossip Girl? Gossip Girl. For 6 seasons, Kristen Bell dished out the dirty laundry as the voice of the mysterious blogger Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl here, your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite.
Bell even makes a cameo in the series finale, literally winking at the camera. The only thing cringier than this meta moment is the revelation that Dan Humphrey is Gossip Girl. In addition to coming out of virtually nowhere and raising several inconsistencies, this knowledge paints Dan in an entirely different light.
Within weeks, I was getting dozens of emails with stories about Upper East Siders, so I posted them anonymously. And then, I got more. Before long, it was a monster. Everyone was sending tips.
Dan has spent the past several years spreading personal information about those he claims to care about. While Dan explains his motivations for creating Gossip Girl, his actions sound like something Joe Goldberg would do. Penn Badgley apparently found his niche playing sociopaths, but unlike Joe, Dan is celebrated for his double life.
What do you look so amused for?
It's just that I felt the same way until I realized that I'm fine with it.
Fine?
He stopped posting.
Number 6, Flashsideways explanation, Lost. Lost wasn't the first show to generate fan theories, but it arguably launched our modern obsession with overanalyzing serialized drama.
You a priest or something? Or something.
One of the earliest and most widespread theories suggested that the characters were all in purgatory. J.J. Abrams said in 2005, "The purgatory one is a great one. I love that theory, but it isn't what it is." I'd be frustrated if that were the answer, I have to say.
Are you okay?
What is happening to me?
For 6 seasons, the showrunners stood by the sentiment whenever purgatory came up. The highly anticipated series finale confirmed once and for all that the island is not purgatory, but the Flashsideways universe is.
She said we were leaving.
Not leaving, no. Moving on.
Although the creators technically weren't lying, it still felt like the internet beat them to the punchline 6 years earlier. Number 5. Uncle Charlie's Return, 2.5 Men. There's burning a bridge, and then there's Charlie Sheen's exit from 2.5 Men. Sheen left on such sour terms that his character was killed off in the season 9 premiere.
I want to thank you all for coming. I know this is a very sad day for all of us.
Speak for yourself.
This seemed to dash any possibility that Uncle Charlie would ever return, outside of appearing as a hallucinated ghost who looks and sounds like Kathy Bates. Yeah, the show got progressively dumber.
So you were just screwing with me?
Yep.
As the long-running sitcom reached its series finale, loyal viewers held on to hope that Sheen might make a cameo. The promos hinted at this, and the finale revolves around Charlie potentially still being alive. It builds to an unsatisfying anticlimax as a Charlie look-alike, seen only from behind, rings the doorbell and is greeted with a piano from above. Number 4. Negan's Decision, The Walking Dead. When Negan finally showed up in season 6, we thought he might breathe new life into the aging zombie series.
Pissing our pants yet? Boy, do I have a feeling we're getting close.
Instead, he killed it along with a fan-favorite character. In a cliffhanger ending, Negan beats an unknown victim to death, leaving every viewer frustrated. Granted, cliffhangers are inherently frustrating, but this one came off as especially manipulative. We were willing to give The Walking Dead one last chance in the season 7 premiere, but the big reveal only enraged fans further.
You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
Negan executes 2 characters, Abraham, and more controversially, Glenn, who inexplicably survived one walker attack only to get killed off anyway. While Glenn died under similar circumstances in the comics, throwing in Abraham's death was a cheap way of subverting expectations.
What? Was the joke that bad?
Number 3. Number 1 revealed, The Prisoner. Patrick McGoogan created this cult series and played the titular prisoner, who's given the name Number 6.
What's it all about?
Sit down and I'll tell you.
Wrapping up after just 17 episodes, the show had audiences hooked with its overarching mystery, which left much to be desired. Part of that's because McGoogan didn't have every detail figured out heading into the finale, namely the identity of the unseen Number 1.
So we crave your indulgence for a short while. The transfer of ultimate power requires some tedious ceremony, and perhaps you would care to observe the preliminaries from the chair of honor.
Removing his mask, Number 1 is revealed to be a reflection of Number 6. McGoogan saw Number 1 as Number 6's alter ego. Audiences, meanwhile, envisioned Number 1 as a James Bond-esque villain. According to McGoogan, viewers were so upset that it nearly triggered a riot, sending him into hiding for 2 weeks. McGoogan is just lucky this aired before the social media era. Number 2. Ted finishes his story, How I Met Your Mother. When a show revolves around a mystery, having an endgame usually helps out. In the case of How I Met Your Mother, planning ahead derailed the series.
Guys, am I rushing into this?
By season 2, the creators had committed to ending the series with the mother's death, and Ted rekindling his feelings for Robin. They even shot footage with Ted's children. This made sense then because we had grown to like Ted and Robin as a couple, knowing virtually nothing about the mother.
Let's look at the facts here. You made us sit down and listen to the story about how you met Mom. Yet Mom is hardly in the story.
By the final season, though, we had fallen in love with the mother. Ted and Robin were an afterthought. Although only one script was shot, the showrunners edited an alternate ending that felt more appropriate. Alas, they stuck to their guns, and the results were legendarily disappointing.
Before we we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Pretty much all of Season 8, Game of Thrones. We feel bad constantly dumping on Season 8, as it did feature some great performances and epic set pieces. Yet it's astonishing how many character arcs they botched. The Night King finally arrives only to be swiftly defeated by Arya. Daenerys makes it to King's Landing, where she suddenly turns mad, almost as suddenly as Jon Snow decides to kill the woman he loves.
You are my queen. Now and always.
Sure, we got Clegane Bowl, but it was shallow fan service in a season that otherwise didn't give a crap about what viewers thought. Oh, and as for who gets to sit on the Iron Throne, well, nobody, since it burned. But since the Seven Kingdoms need a leader, let's go with Bronn. Wheel of Fortune feels more planned out than this.
You carry on with the rest.
As you wish, Your Grace.
Which hyped moment left you throwing your TV out the window? Let us know in the comments.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.